what should be the halacha when one flies in an airplane or he goes on a bus and it's time to pray mincha? Can he stand up and pray mincha in such a place when he's interrupting people? They want to pass by, he's right in the middle of the aisle. So first we need to know that this is a halacha in Shulchan Aruch that says in Siman Tzadik Chet that lo yitpalel b'makom sheyesh davar shemevatel kavanato. Lechatchila, you shouldn't pray in such a place. You are in a place that first of all takes away your kavanah. Secondly, you're disturbing other people. But mevatel kavanato, that's halacha in Shulchan Aruch. You should not pray in a place that you know you'll be interrupted. Your kavanah is not clear. And the example to that, it's brought down in the Mishnah Berurah where it says in the Shulchan Aruch, lo yitpalel b'makom sheyesh davar shemevatel kavanato v'lo b'sha'ah mevatel et kavanato. Says the Mishnah Berurah, what's the meaning of that? He says that either you have a strong smell of shechar, which means you have some kind of alcohol, which you're allowed to pray in such a place. But if it's strong that it disturbs you, you can't have the right kavanah. B'sha'ah mevatel et kavanato, says the Mishnah Berurah, kigon she'en da'ato miyoshevet alav mezeh tzar, a person that is right now has something terrible that happened to him, he can't concentrate, or kas, he's very angry, something just happened. So push the tefillah for a later time. Don't do it right then and there. If you have the time, pray afterwards. That's the halacha. Or mitorach haderech, or he just came from the road, he doesn't have his mind set. And even more so, when you're on the road, you're flying, you're driving for sure can't pray. Rav Shlomo Zalman says, when you drive, you're not allowed to pray. Even if you miss Zman Tefillah, you're not allowed in any scenario to pray while you're driving. It's dangerous. But even in a place like a bus, for instance, where you're standing, it takes away your kavanah, it's torah haderech, and so on and so forth. So therefore, one needs to be very careful not to pray at that time, rather to find a place to pray before he gets on the bus and an airplane, or after. Says the Shulchan Aruch, ve'achshav en anu nizarim b'chol zeh. Today, we don't pay attention to that anymore, because he says anyway we don't have kavanah. Since anyway we don't have kavanah today, our kavanah is very, very light, and therefore we don't really have the right intention, and we really mechaven like we should. So therefore, says the Shulchan Aruch, you could pray even though you're angry, even though you're under tsar, even though you have torah haderech, even though you have things that are interrupting you, you could have that tefillah going right now. But says the Mishnah Berurah, and that's the point that is very important to know, that even though the halacha permits you such a thing, but you have to try as much as you can to avoid doing it at that time. Which means, yes, if that's the last moment that you could pray, you have only 10 minutes left to mincha, so even though you're under torah haderech, kas, or whatever it is, you're allowed to pray. But lechatchila, don't do it then. Try to avoid. Try to do it before. Try to do it after if you can, and don't do it in the time that has these interruptions. And therefore, in an airplane, one should try to avoid as much as possible to stand up in a place that is interrupting, and his kavanah is being interrupted, and so on, in a bus and so on. And that halakha teaches me even more so when a person prays and he has his phone with the ringer on, definitely it makom shemevatel kavanah. There's nothing more that's mevatel kavanah than the cell phone ringing in the middle of tefillah, and a person now is trying to think to himself, who might be calling? Maybe it's an emergency, maybe this, maybe that. Even if you hear the beeping of the phone, even if the ringer is off, but that's something that's mevatel kavanato. So therefore, according to this halacha over here, we can definitely learn that one is required, al pi halacha, even for other reasons that we can mention, but at least according to this halacha, definitely one has to shut off his ringer and beeping of the phone, and do as much as he can to avoid all the things that interrupt the kavanah. But even if he's in a place that kavanah would be interrupted and he has no other choice, so then the Shulchan Aruch says that one still needs to pray his prayer.